Hi, my name is Maiva and today I'm the committee.
Hi, my name is Riccardo Nestra and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to present my work, How Technology Changed Photography, and I call Digital Eco and Fine Art Portraits.
Thank you for joining us today, Ricardo. To begin with, could you please explain the exhibition brief you were given and also tell us about the subject matter you choose to explore in your work?
Okay, so the brief asked to create a photograph exploring how technology changed photography. I choose fine art studio portraits because they show how photography has a change over time.
Ricardo, could you walk us through your development process for this project? Also, we'd like to understand how you went from the initial research to the final photograph we see today.
Sure. So, my concept development began with research in historical photography. I studied Julia Margaret Cameron, dramatic wet collodion portraits, Edward Stage, soft pictorial style, Richard Avedon, minimalist approach, and Annie Leibovitz, experimental technique. This research revealed a pattern. Each generation of technology enabled new creative possibility. I realized technology play a dual role in photography. It can perfect classical technique like using modern digital camera to achieve Rembrandt lighting that film photographer struggle to master. But it can also create entirely new visual form like projecting digital code onto subject to explore identity in a way impossible before. So this led to me central question. Should technology preserve photography tradition or create innovation? I decided to present both viewpoints. From four initial portrait concepts, I selected two images that create a strongest dialogue. One that honor classical lighting perfect by modern equipment, and one that use projecting mapping to create hybrid imagery that challenge conventional portraiture. So this conceptual framework directly addressed the exhibition, then by demonstrating how technology hasn't just changed photography, it has fundamentally expanded what photography can be. Right, so let me explain how I photograph this image. I use a Canon EOS R digital camera connected to my computer, which let me see each photo immediately as I took it. My main light was a Godox MS300 Studio strobe, a professional flash that I could adjust precisely. For the postmodern masterpiece, I positioned the light at 45-degree angle to create a Rembrandt lighting. This is a classic technique where a lighting creates a small triangle on the cheek. I adjusted the light power and the position until I got exactly right. Digital photography made this easier because I could see the result instantly and make a small change. For the digital soul, I use a broader light from the sides, plus I added something unusual, a digital projector displaying programming code onto the subject face. Getting this right was tricky, and I had to balance the projection brightness with a studio lighting and test different exposure setting multiple times. The beauty of modern equipment is that I could experiment quickly, see result immediately, and make adjustment on the spot. Film photography, I had to wait days to see the lighting work correctly. Well, now let me show you how was the post-production. After shooting and edit the photos on my computer, first I use Adobe Camera Raw to adjust exposure, white balance, and the contrast, getting the basic look right. In Photoshop, I did the skin retouching to smooth imperfection while keeping natural texture. I also made a selective color adjustment and enhance certain area. For the digital soul, I fixed some background issue using content aware fill and AI tool, modern technology that save hour of manual work. So now it's time. Let me show you my collection. The postmodern masterpiece, the optimized self, fragment identity, glitch, and the digital soul.
And from this collection, which two photographs did you choose?
So I choose the postmodern masterpiece in color with the classic Rembrandt lighting that we can see the little triangle on the cheek and the digital soul. These photographs are completely different. I project a computer code onto the subject face while programming them. They create hybrid images that combine traditional portraits with digital art. So this technique was impossible with film camera. This shows how technology creates entirely new possibility in photography. The image explores digital identity, how we exist as both people and data. My editing emphasizes the digital nature with stronger adjustment and AI tool. So how they work together? These two photographs answer the exhibition question from different angles. One perfect traditional photography used by modern tools, the other creates something completely new that didn't exist before. Together they show that technology both preserves the past and invents the future of photography.
And a final question, how does your work connect to the historical research you conducted?
Sure, so this photograph collection directly embodied the research conducted in Assignment 13 on how technology has transformed photography. The historical investigation revealed that technology advancement has always driven photography evolution from Julia Margaret Cameron wet collodion process to contemporary digital system. This collection demonstrated both preservation and innovation. The postmodern masterpiece connected to the research classical program like Cameron Stage and Abandon with established fundamental light technique. The research revealed how Cameron dramatic chiaroscuro and the stage pictorialist approach create aesthetic standards still relevant today. Modern equipment, the Canon EOS R, Godox MS300, and a theater shooting workflow enable to precise execution of this historical technique. The Raymer lighting demonstrates how the digital technology perfects traditional practice. The digital soul reflects the research finding that technology enables entirely new form of visual expression. The investigation into contemporary digital photography revealed how projecting mapping, compositing, and hybrid technique create imagery impossible in film area photography. Anna Leiboviz's experimental approach influenced this work willingness to challenge conventional representation. The project could transform the subject into meditation digital identity, directly addressing the assignment and central question of technology influenced photography practice. Together, these photographs synthesize the research by demonstrating technology dual role, preserving photography heritage while expanding creative possibility. Thank you for your attention.